you or someone you know is a cancer survivor, you know there's no greater feeling than the one of ringing that bell at the end of treatment. It's actually what led to the implementation of a campaign in Puerto Rico called the Bells Walk. Today, we're hearing from the executive director of the Cancer Comprehensive Center in Puerto Rico to learn more about the campaign.
For a cancer patient, the ultimate goal is ring a bell like this. These bells are part of the new decoration of La Fortaleza Street that symbolizes a win against cancer.
The Cancer Comprehensive Center of Puerto Rico creates the new campaign, The Bells Walk. The walk have 800 bells with color ribbons that represents different types of this disease. These bells ring with the win. Also, there's a banner inviting survivors or their families to ring a bell 3 times. The executive director of the Comprehensive Center explained why the bell has a symbol and the importance of this campaign to send a message of solidarity.
We want to make sure that every patient that has been able to be a survivor, that has been undergoing, the process of having a diagnosis of cancer, once he or she is able to survive, once he or she and their families, it's able to say, I did it, I am a survivor. We want to make noise about it. This all started about maybe 50 years ago when there were a few people that talk about how do we recognize cancer survivors. And, one of the people that started doing this was thinking of having a bell. So whenever someone was able to survive and became a cancer survivor, or he or she finished the chemotherapy or the radiation therapy, then the celebration was not only, I'm very happy, was actually take a bell and ring the bell. So that's what we're trying to say, celebrate life. It's been sponsored by the government of Puerto Rico and all the patients that support what we do. So because of celebration, we decided to use a symbol that was already known in the community. So for patients that are diagnosed with cancer, once you get that diagnosis, it's one of the most difficult days in your life. But one of the best days in the patients once they have this diagnosis, and the best day I would say is once you're told that you're free of disease. So what do? We celebrate.
According to the executive director, last year the demographic registry certified 1,571 deaths in addition to COVID and other types of deaths. The top 5 was cancer, so she realized how important is prevention.
COVID has been terrible for the whole world, right? And it has impacted Puerto Rico dramatically. During the last 2 years of COVID, we had close to 5,000 people that passed away because of COVID. But during that same time, we had over 10,000 people that passed away because of cancer. When you think about the top 5 causes associated with death in Puerto Rico, among the top 5, it was cancer. So despite other diseases, even despite the horrible burden of COVID, cancer doesn't stop. People that develop cancer, that it happens across Puerto Rico every year, over 17,000 new cancer diagnoses in Puerto Rico every single year. So it didn't stop because COVID came. So the message is really that we need to take care of ourselves across all areas. So we do vaccination, we promote prevention of cancer, but we cannot forget that if we simply are dealing with something else, that our body is not going to develop cancer. So our message is not to forget COVID, is to remember cancer prevention.
There are 65,000 cancer survivors in Puerto Rico. The executive director of the Cancer Comprehensive Center emphasized to be tested as an early precaution. Reporting from La Fortaleza Street, Puerto Rico, Frances Felix.